Oxnard is full of the homeless. There's graffiti and gangs everywhere, and there are absolutely no jobs. Fact or fiction? We're going to get down into the nitty-gritty of the top 10 questions our clients have asked us when thinking about moving to Oxnard. We are going to cover these topics and get down to the good, the bad, and the ugly and find out, is it just a myth or is it simply a fact?
And on this channel, we're going to tell you all about what it's like to live, work, and play in Ventura County. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you'll get notified, because we have lots more great videos coming out on Ventura County, not just Oxnard. We get calls all the time from people across the country and around the world even who are interested in moving to this area. If you're considering that, we would love to get the chance to meet you and work with you and help you find the perfect community, neighborhood, and home that's just right for you.
Oxnard is not just about agriculture. It's about manufacturing, about international trade, defense, and healthcare. The naval base, Procter & Gamble, the city of Oxnard, the school district, and Amazon. There are also a lot of people moving into Oxnard that telecommute. One of the things that really drew Bart and myself is that we do a lot of work from home, and we absolutely love taking a little break at lunchtime and going having a picnic on the beach or walking the dogs down the dock area. We get to see these gorgeous homes and these beautiful views. Oxnard is projected to have an economic growth of about 5% in the next year. So are the jobs in Oxnard all about agriculture? That would be a myth that is busted.
That would be true. The cost of living in California is at least 38.5% higher than the national average. Gas is more, food is more. We went to the grocery store when we got here and noticed one of our favorite brands of almond butter was $4 more. The Oxnard City sales tax is at 9.25%. There's the state income tax, which is at least at 9%. Property taxes, of course, to pay for your home. One thing that surprises people is they could also end up paying what's called a Melrose tax for your neighborhood. It's not in all neighborhoods, but it's a tax that's used to pay for city services. So is the cost of living more in California and in Oxnard? That is definitely true. However, keep in mind, Oxnard is consistently picked as one of the most affordable beach towns to live in Southern California. The average cost of a home here is around $650,000. However, that can be considerably cheaper even when you compare to just driving north to Ventura or definitely south to the Los Angeles area.
There's a diversity of people and a diversity of homes. And if you love golf, then you have a gated golf community. Or if you love an urban feeling that is close to a 101 and within walking distance to a Whole Foods, you have River Park and Wagon Wheel, and they are newer homes in a newer community. You also have downtown Oxnard that has historic homes that were built in the 1800s. And if you love the beach, you have your beach homes that have a modern, all the way down to your smaller bungalow type home. If you love to go on the ocean, kayaking or on a boat, you have your dock homes. Whatever type of home you like, whether it be the mid-range, traditional, two-story, ranch-style home, all the way up to your very top-end $5 million custom-built home, Oxnard has it.
The average temperature in the Oxnard area is anywhere from 65 to 75 degrees year-round. We're here in this park today in August, and we are cold. In fact, locals who have lived here for a while often complain about how cold Oxnard is compared to just driving north to Ventura. You can find a 5 to 10 degree difference just by driving north or south to Los Angeles.
Having been a teacher for 20 years before I got into real estate, the test scores do not equal the quality of a school. An example of this is La Ramona Elementary in Oxnard. It is situated in a lower socioeconomic neighborhood, but the principal and the teachers are so dedicated that they have worked hard and able to continually each year make sure their students have a year and a half of growth. They're touted throughout California on what to do and how to do it. Another thing to think about is that this test is written by a corporation, and this corporation scores it so that it's on a bell curve, meaning that 50% of schools every year are going to fail. It doesn't matter if they test and get 99% correct. If 50% of other schools get 100% correct, they're going to fail. Also, this corporation writes the test and doesn't take into account where the kids are going to be taking it. For example, in California, you don't see snow. However, I was supposed to give a story to each of my kindergartners about a student who was out in a snowstorm and building a snowman. My students never saw snow. They've never built a snowman. They've never worn a scarf or a snowsuit. So their comprehension was already lower than somebody in Colorado who experiences it every year. In Oxnard, 70% of households speak English as a second language. The tests are not allowed to be given in your native language. So students who are going in are having to take the test in English and no accommodations are made. All of these set up a school for failure. You want to really think about the neighborhood. And is the neighborhood the culture and community that you have fallen in love with? Then talk to Bart and myself and find out, is this school going to meet your needs and your expectations, not just a test score? Are Oxnard schools rated low? Well, that's true. That is a fact. However, are the quality of schools in Oxnard low? That is the myth.
Yes, there is graffiti in Oxnard. However, the city has invested around $1 million a year to cover up graffiti immediately when it happens. They also have a 311 app so people can immediately report graffiti or crime. They're so quick, in fact, at covering up graffiti that we couldn't find an example of it for this video. We were driving around trying to find something. This fence back here gives you an idea of one thing they do is they block people from spray painting on a wall to begin with. The second part of the question, isn't there crime? Well, yes, there is crime in Oxnard, just like in every part of the country there's crime, and in some neighborhoods in Oxnard there's going to be more crime than other neighborhoods. However, Oxnard as a whole is below the national average for violent crime and property crime as well. And actually, total crime in Oxnard, as reported in the Ventura County Star recently, is actually at a 10-year low. So while yes, there is graffiti and there is crime, that is a fact. On the other hand, there are super positive indicators in this area with lowering crime rate and how effective they are at covering up graffiti immediately when it happens.
While Oxnard actually has more documented homeless than anywhere else in Ventura County, they are working very hard to address this problem. At the last count in 2020, there were about 560 homeless people, and out of that, 360 unsheltered homeless people. So they're trying to build a 5-story homeless shelter, and on this lot, they're looking at building 28 tiny little homes. They're also looking at doing more shelters in downtown Oxnard. And if you want to find out more information about what they're doing, I recommend watching our video on pros and cons in Oxnard. Yes, there is a problem with homeless. However, Oxnard is trying to address it. There's nothing to do in Oxnard.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. Speaking of drama, there's 3 different places you can see theater in Oxnard, including at the Elite Theater Company. There's the Oxnard College Performing Arts Center, the Oxnard Performing Arts Center, where you can also see ballet, musicals, symphonies, and more. There's a host of different museums in Oxnard, including 2 automotive museums. There's the CB Museum, there's the Channel Islands Maritime Museum. And foodies will rejoice because there's so many international restaurants. In the downtown section alone, there's over 40 different international restaurants, including taquerias, Latin fusion, Asian, Italian bakeries, and cafes. There's the first Thursday of every month where there's a food truck night. There's fairy tales in the park. The Dallas Cowboys have their training camp here every year. There's the Collection Shopping Center, which has a whole host of shops and restaurants. There's an escape room, there's a movie theater, there's a bowling alley, and there's even a Whole Foods. And let's not forget about all the water activities in the ocean that's here. There's the Channel Islands Harbor where you can go sailing, paddleboarding, kayaking. There's 3 different beaches. If you want to do whale watching, you can do fishing tours. There's just so many ways to get outside here, enjoy the great weather and the ocean and all the maritime type activities. Is there nothing to do in Oxnard? That would be a myth. Isn't the air quality really bad in Southern California?
Well, yes, that would be a fact. However, California is really trying to change that. They're working really hard in making new regulations and moving forward with alternative energy. They have stopped giving permits for natural gas power plants, and they're not allowing you to build anymore with a fireplace or with a gas stove. In 2017, they wanted to build a natural gas power plant, and the citizens actually really rallied, and they really fought it and made it so that they couldn't build another power plant. Currently, Oxnard has 3 power plants and one that's been decommissioned, and that's the Mandalay power plant. At that time when it was decommissioned, they hadn't put any of the Superfund site money to clean it up, so it's just still sitting there. Another one is going to be decommissioned by the year 2025-2027, so they'll be down to only 2 natural gas power plants. We have the highest contamination of pesticides in our air quality. That is because there is a law in Ventura County stating that we can't sue or ask for changes or press charges or anything as citizens for anything dealing with the agriculture and those pesticides. And when you buy a home, you actually have to sign a waiver saying that you understand that you know you're buying near an agricultural area. When you're looking at the air quality in Oxnard, a lot of times it's lumped in with Ventura and Thousand Oaks, and it kind of skews the data that way. Thousand Oaks and Ventura were really impacted a lot with the fires that happened a couple of years ago, whereas Oxnard, due to being near the ocean and the air coming in and not that many fires that happen around this area, only had 3 red days. Even though I have asthma and everything, and we knew that Oxnard could have an issue with the pesticides, we just made sure we bought a home that wasn't near a farm. My breathing is so much better here than especially like when I was in Colorado. The air quality, in my opinion, has affected me a lot less, and there's not really the heat that sometimes affects people with heat-induced asthma. So I'm able to go walking with my dogs, and we're able to go on the beach walking them. I'm able to have a higher quality of life of going out and playing with Bart and Hannah too. Yes, it is a fact that Southern California has poor air quality. However, Oxnard has more green days and fewer red days than the surrounding cities around it.
There's actually 20 miles of beach in Oxnard, so even if you come here in the height of the summer season, you can find for yourself large stretches of beach that you can have to yourself. If you want to go where there's more people, you can go to the Silver Strand where there's more surfing going on and people fishing off the rock wall there, and just lots more people in a smaller area. But even there, where there's more people, all you got to do is walk down the beach a little bit and it thins out quickly. Another super cool thing about the Oxnard area that you won't find north in Ventura or to the south down in Port Hueneme is lots of free parking. That is a really cool thing, because at all 3 of the beaches and also in the Channel Islands Harbor area, you have lots of spots where you can park for free and walk out to the beach and have a great time. So are the beaches super crowded here? No, that would be a myth. Hey, thanks so much for checking out our video, the top 10 myths and facts about Oxnard, California. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe, because we're going to have more great videos and content coming out, not just about Oxnard, but all of Ventura County. If you're thinking about moving out this way, keep in mind that Ventura County is really diverse. So if it doesn't seem quite right for you here, I'm sure we could find something that is. We would love to hear from you. Give us a call. We'd love to work with you. We love living here. We'd love to help you get the straight scoop on this area and also find the perfect home, community, and neighborhood just for you.